You want to
Welcome
go
back to
see
the
that?
Stephen Knight Show. Adam, Thanksgiving is a week away. Well, not a week away, but it's next week. What do you all have planned? With COVID and everything, and people trying to keep it
Yeah.
okay.
So we're gonna stay in town. We've already ordered from a local place. We're gonna pick up our Thanksgiving dinner, and
Yeah,
I don't know if you heard, but like from what I've heard, the turkey places or people selling turkeys are kind of in a little jam this year because now that people are staying home, they don't
yeah,
have to order turkey. And so
yeah.
there's a big surplus of turkeys because people are like, well, I don't want to eat turkey anyway. I'll eat whatever.
Right.
So I
Yeah.
thought that was interesting. And we're doing the same. We're getting like a beef tenderloin for our Thanksgiving meal. So, but yeah, we'll stay in town and kind of keep it low key for the holiday.
Were you out for the MAGA Million March, Million Man March this weekend?
Oh, you know it, front and center. But no, we did not go downtown. We didn't, and again, we're only about a mile away from the White House, but nothing made it to our area. We were
That's good.
pretty far from all of it, so we missed out on the
Okay.
fun. The weather was great though, so it was good to be outside. We did
Yeah.
try to enjoy what we could.
Well, good. Well, I'll let y'all take it away with movie reviews.
Sure thing. So I actually saw a couple films this past week, and one's an old one and one's a new one. And I'll start with the new one. And this is called The Life Ahead. And it's a movie starring Sophia Loren, and it's an Italian film. And it follows the story of Sophia Loren as an old person who takes care of these children that prostitutes leave while they are doing their job. And she was a prostitute herself growing up, and so it's kind of follows a little bit of her life. And she takes in this boy who earlier attempted to steal from her, this 12-year-old kid that's from Senegal. And it's really a story, and it is based on a book about kind of building relationships, learning about each other's past. As time goes on, we learned that the old lady was a Holocaust survivor, and the relationship they formed throughout the story. So I thought it was really good. It's on Netflix. It's an Italian flick, so you'll have subtitles. It's a good story without breaking any new ground. So of course we've seen stories like this before where, usually an older character connects with a younger kid and they form this bond, but don't let that familiar story deter you from watching it. It's really a good job. The kid who plays the young boy, his name is the kid's name is Momo in the story, but Ibrahima Gueye is the actor, and he does a good job, and Sophia Loren does a great job as well as the older lady. So definitely, if you're looking for, again, something different on Netflix, check this out. And the other film I decided to watch was the 1980 classic 9 to 5. And this is the famous, I've never seen it before. This is the famous movie that stars Dolly Parton, Jane Fonda, and Lily Tomlin as these ladies who work in kind of the corporate world, and they have these fantasies of getting revenge on their boss who's sexist and egotistical and lies and everything like that. And it just follows what happens when they think about these fantasies, and a series of events triggers to lead to that situation where they have to end up taking him captive and things like that. Fun movie. Again, it's definitely a movie of 1980, but everyone does a great job. Jane, Lily, and Dolly. And it's a fun, silly movie without taking itself too seriously. It's a little uneven in the end, but if you're looking for kind of a fun change, and 9 to 5, everyone's heard the song. This is where the song came from. Dolly created it for this movie. This is something to watch. And
So
yep.
you do know that they've made that into a stage play, and the ladies have talked about revisiting that. I would love to see them revisit it and how
Yeah,
they.
yeah, and they made a TV series out of it too. So
Yeah,
yeah, it was fun. And again, it's just a movie you always hear about, and so I just decided to finally check it out.
yeah.
They're gonna revisit with the original cast because they should be retired by now.
Well, you got 2 out of the 3, and Grace and Frankie,
Oh yeah,
the Netflix
Yeah.
series.
I love
So
that show. I love that series.
I
yeah,
always
so
thought that they should have Dolly on as a guest star just to have them back
Yeah,
together
they
again.
talked about doing it, but they just hadn't done it yet. Yeah.
oh wow, yeah, that would be great. And that's it. In the TV world, Mandalorian is picking up after the first 2 episodes that were kind of weak. We're finally getting really into the story and getting more into that Star Wars mythos. Uh, and not too much of a spoiler for this season, but he is on a mission to meet a Jedi to bring essentially Baby Yoda back to. So I think we're going to hit that point where we actually get to see a Jedi in this universe of this kind of small scale character. So recommend powering through it, but that was pretty much it.
Cool. So I did not see a movie, but I did watch a new thing. I think I mentioned it last week, maybe. The docu-series Seduced on Stars.
Hmm.
I got wind of this from I listened to Questlove's podcast, and they were talking about it on there, and so I checked it out. And this follows the cult Nexium, which is led by Keith Raniere, and this the documentary kicks off with Catherine Oxenberg, who is an actress of royal descent, and she used to be on Dynasty, and she has a daughter named India, who actually got entangled in the webs of this cult, and of course they're talking about it in past tense and what she had went through while she was in this cult, and the experiences that she had with the cult leader, and the abuse, and the just the beguile of her through him and the rest of the cult members. It's like you're watching this and it seems like it's a movie, but it was actually real life. People were branded, there was sexual assault. He actually gives speeches about raping babies. Like, this dude is wackadoo. Um, it's definitely interesting. It's only 4 episodes, and they get right to it from the first episode. If this kind of stuff interests you, and this kind of stuff does interest me, because I'm all about human behavior and how could someone even get into a cult. And I like to hear stories like what went left in your life to make you join a group that wants to control you and enslave you. Like, how did you arrive here?
Hmm.
And it's just like I was sitting there with my jaw dropped. Like, again, they get right to it in the first episode because it's only 4 episodes and they have a lot of material to cover. So it's pretty intense. And thank you to Catherine Oxenberg, and the love for her daughter is how her daughter got out, because she actually went after her daughter to get her out of that cult like a pit bull, to the point where I'll tell you, like, one of the things in the end, the cult leader has 120 years he's in jail for. So it, due to all the crimes that he committed, while he was leading this cult, and the lengths that he went through to stay away from authorities. So definitely check it out. It's really, really good, and it's on Stars.
Yeah.
Um,
It,
and of course, go ahead.
oh, sorry. It's interesting too, because the whole Nixiums thing came out a couple of years ago, kind of in the public view, but this has been around
Hmm.
since what, late '90s, and it's
Yeah.
interesting how and I'm not knowledgeable on everything that's going on in the world, but it's just so crazy to think that it was operating for so long, like out of kind of the public view, doing what they do.
And before it was Nixium, it was something else. It was it had another name, and it had
Okay,
morphed over the years to turn into this. So yeah, it had been
yeah, it's
around
so
for a very
crazy.
long time. Yeah. Um, Definitely check that out. And if you watch it, hit me up on social media and let me know what you think. I also am still watching The Undoing, and it just gets better and better with every episode. If you have not started watching it yet, check it out. It's good drama. It's good TV. And I started watching season 4 of The Crown on Netflix,
I've heard good things.
and in walks Princess Diana. So we're at the point where Prince Charles meets Princess Diana, and all the politics surrounding him marrying her or getting to marry her with him already being in love with Camilla Bowes, which you know now with present day, he's back with Camilla Bowes. So yeah, definitely check that out. The Crown is a very, very good series. If you're into the royal family and the monarchy, it tells a really good story, and they're really accurate too. Because as I was watching the episodes yesterday, um, I happened to go to Google, and Google's talking about the show, and they pulled up a real picture of Princess Diana and Prince Charles back in the day. They had the exact costuming down to the T, what they were wearing in the show, and I'm like, wow, they're really doing their work. They're
Good work,
really,
yeah.
yeah, they're really studying, and they're bringing it. And most of the stuff, they can put some drama in there and stuff for hyperbole. I don't really believe that it's really that far off the truth, because as sometimes as I'm watching it, I'm Googling facts to make sure that stuff is, accurate, and it's pretty accurate. So they're
Yeah.
really pretty much, crossing their T's and dotting their I's. Check it out. It's a good show.
All right.
That's it for me. Yeah.
Well, guys, as always, thank you for letting us know where to spend our money, if you want to, or your time watching. I hope you all have a great Thanksgiving, and we'll talk on December 7th.
All right, thanks a lot.
All right.
All right. Right back after this.